Hello, 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 everybody. I hope you guys can hear and see me okay. Give me a thumbs up to let me know. Ooh, I see folks in the house. Down, Bin Bin. I see Janine is in the house. Hello, everybody. Sorry about that echo there. I did turn it off earlier and it came back on. I see Janine is in the house. I see Zandra in the house. I see Day is in the house. Tucker is in the house. Hello, hello, hello. Teresa Lynch is in the house. So, guys, can you hear and see me? Hi, Benson. Are you going to let me get this mat out of your ear? Yeah, no? Okay, go away. Okay, I'm believing you guys can hear me. Let's see. Yeah, I think you guys can hear and see me okay. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get started. I'm not seeing anyone give me a thumbs up. Loud and clear. Thank you, Tucker. Thank you so much. Guys, on today, I am doing some computerized quilting here, but I'm going to go ahead and get that started. But your girl got a haul for you, okay? Got a haul and a little bit of show and tell. So, and I forgot to put the haul part in the title, but that's okay. I'm going to move my chair out of the way so I can go ahead and get started. Let's see, cool beans. Let me change the view so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, I already picked my design. I am doing 12 inches stitches per inch. I am using so fine thread on tonight, which you know, I'm an omni girl mainly, but I do have quite a bit of so fine, and I do like using so fine thread. So I am working on a donation quilt from our Greenville Quilters Guild, and it is a beautiful quilt. I don't know if this was done freehand, you know, not a freehand, without a pattern or with a pattern. I don't know anything about the quilts. It just tells, the card just tells me who it's made by, and the size is 55 by 45 and a half. That's all the deets I got on the quilt. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this baby started because I am super duper excited to show you guys what I hauled. Let's see. I feel like I haven't been on my long arm, the computer version, in like forever. So we shall see. The computer, the sew head will move on its own. So the camera, you will see the camera moving. So I want, you know, don't get sick on me. If, you know, when it does that, I already did the basting. Everything's good to go. Let me go ahead and drop my needle so I can pick up my thread, and I'm going to continue. It's going to start stitching. I'm doing a little swirl design on this. I really couldn't find another design that I liked any better. So I did this. It was originally a 17-inch height. I narrowed it down to 12 inches. So I'm super excited about that. And as you can see, the binding, where the binding will be, it keeps getting turned over back here. I'm not worried about that at all because that'll be caught up in the binding. And what I will do is clip that because it'll be caught, like I said, in the binding. I'm seeing a little tension. Whoop, sorry. The camera fell out of the. Let's stop that. Let's pause it. Let's pause it. You know, if it's going to happen on a live, it was going to happen on mine, right? So let's get this right. There we go. We should be okay. Okay, the stitching looks good. Let's go. Oh, I see what's happening. I see what's happening. It's caught. I'm like, what the heck? My the wire was caught. I'm sorry. That is so embarrassing, but that's okay. You guys already know how we roll over here. You know how we roll over here. Let me tighten everything back up. Everything should be good. Yeah, I'm sorry my cord got caught. That is too funny. One day I'm gonna have a live and nothing's gonna go wrong, and then everybody's gonna be like, "What happened?" I'm still seeing. Oh, I set my. Okay, everything is moving fine. Now everything is okay. I hate when I have to test my tension. I'm testing it on a different fabric and it looks good on that other fabric, but when it's not on the same fabric, because this fabric is a little bit thinner than what I was testing. I was testing it on the same backing and I was testing it using the same batting, but not the same material that was on the top. So my tension was off just a little bit. I did go ahead and I fixed it. So it's good to go. Let's get into some things, okay? The first thing I want to show you guys is you can trust that this is running right, okay? What I need to do is show you guys what I was working on, and I forgot to create a scene where the quilting will go in the background and I'm up front and center. So trust and believe that the long arm is still running and we'll catch back up with it in just a moment. But I wanted to show you guys all this goodness, okay? And I just realized that I could have had done 3 rows at one time, but I didn't do that. I'm doing 2 rows at once. So let's go back to the other view. Oh, I can let you guys see that once it gets done with, yeah, let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna switching angles. For all of you that did not know that I did finish Sprite. Where's his head at? I didn't clip the threads yet, nor did I trim him yet, but he is done. I'm super excited. Look at him. Okay, it's telling me that it got to the end of the row and I can go ahead and there he is. He's all done. I'm super excited. There it is. Now, what have I learned making this quilt? I'm going to tell you, feathers. I understand why I had such a fear that I do. The fear was really, really weird, real, really real. And I have two different backings I thought would be cute with him since I got many different shades of green in the front. The feather making was real. Now what I've learned is I can show you on this dark side of the green. A lot of that backtracking, I want to figure out a way, and I know it's not good. It's going to take me several quilts to get it, but to not have all this backtracking, a way to clean that up a little bit. So I have to do some more research and, of course, to practice some more. So I am super proud of myself because 2016, I went to Washington State to visit my friend Teresa. Well, she's my sister. My sister Teresa Silva. If you don't know who she is, she's over on Instagram as Quilting is My Bliss. I went to visit her in February 2016, and I was her first student. I got on, she's the reason why I have the Innova. Got on her Innova, fell in love with it. And that was the very first time I stitched out a feather that was about like this long. That's it. No more than definitely not 12 inches, probably no more than 9 inches. And I was like, I'm going to tell you, I was full of fear because I just didn't know how to do it. And she said, okay, now you have the gist of it. Go home and keep on practicing. 2016, guys, 2016. And I was terrified, terrified. Up until, even though you remember a while back, I did it on some, I put some fabric on the long arm and I practiced then. I took a class with Angela Walters and I did it on a panel, but her feather, I think she did the feather paisley kind of feather. So it really wasn't a true feather, but I was still paralyzed. I couldn't do it. I was too afraid to do it. And then I would happen to be watching Natalia Bonner. She did a cheetah quilt. Oh, now this was a while ago. And I was like, I remember saying, I want to do feathers on Sprite, but I think I'm going to send it off to somebody to have them do it. I didn't have the confidence to do it. I don't know what snapped in me this couple of weeks ago when I started this. I just knew come hell or high water, I was going to do it myself and get it done. And I am so proud of myself. So, yes. So that is Sprite. She is all done. I'm going to set this over here. So let me see what you guys are saying about my little Sprite. Hey, Kelly. Thank you so much for coming. Truly amazing quilting girl. Thank you, Tucker. You know, that is a lot coming from you, honey. I am so, thank you. I am over the moon proud of that thing. Okay, this is another one. It's not finished, but it will be one day soon. I don't know. I'm going to say one day it will be on the long arm. We were working on it over at Donna's Handmade by Ying. We were working on the Take Me to the Magic. I finally finished the flimsy here. I did a patriotic version of Take Me to the Magic, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm not going to say who it looked like because I'm hearing a lot of copyright and stuff going on. So you know the mouse, the famous mouse, okay? That's all you getting out of me. And I do have pictures of it on Instagram if you want to go take a look at it there. I just wanted to let you guys know I did finish it. Okay. And I had a great time sewing on this. This one was really, really fun to do. Okay, let's throw this one out. Let me get this machine started again. Okay, machine pause to allow. Stop. Okay, that's weird. Because usually it tell me it's just. Let me cut this thread. Hold on 1 second. I know you guys are, you could probably see a little bit of what I'm doing. Okay, and it should move to where I need it to go. And then still stop and let me pick up my thread. Continue. What I'm realizing didn't happen, I didn't link my rows together, and that's why it stopped. But I like what it just did. I like that. Okay, on to the haul. Now, I did do a video on this haul, and I was like, I didn't like it. So you guys going to get it in person, okay? So the first fabric is from our local quilt shop here in Ada, North Carolina. She had an annual sale where you can get 5 yards, and you get 5 yards free. But they had to be in a minimum of 1 yard cuts. Okay. So that was the sale. The other sale was the clearance was on sale, and yeah, for 2 yard minimum for that. And then you had the, what is it, the fat quarters that was on sale, 12 for $15, and you get a 13th free. And then now first I'm gonna start off with some remnants. Okay, the remnants is, I have a tan color, almost like an off-white color with some white hashtag symbols in it. The next one, I thought it was a gate, but then when I opened it up, it looked more like a cemetery. But there's little owls in here, and then there's little bats in here. And I was like, yeah, no, this is not my vibe. So this will definitely be in a giveaway one night. Now, when someone advertises to me that you buy 12 and you get a 13th free, what a lot of people were doing was, you go get your 12, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be my free one right here. They had the free ones you had to pull out of a selected pool, which a lot of people mumbled about, but it was what it was, you know. So this was my free fat quarter. It is it's Songbird by Stephanie Slowinski. Fancy that collection. I don't know. It's a Moda fabric. I got sick during this thing, so I was sitting on the couch, and she was like, well, I can search for it. Just grab me the first one off the top so I can get up out of the store. So I don't care for it that much, but I'm going to try to figure out something I want to do with it. Now, these are the fat quarters, and all 12 of them are here because some of them were duplicates and I already used them, okay? Like this one I had got more than one of. Like I think I got 2 of these. It's such a pretty batik. Hey Beverly, hey Lisa, and Shirley. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey Judy. Hey Karen. Here, I bought 2 of these. And this is like a chocolate and a pink. I'm looking forward to trying to do something with this one. And I bought also a chocolate batik. And I wanted to play with these two to get these together. So. Now these, all except those browns, these other batiks and stuff that I'm showing you, especially this one right here, was in that Take Me to the Magic quilt. Like this red was in there. This blue was in there. I love this blue, and I don't know like a line or anything like that of what the name of this fabric is. I was trying to find it because I did want to use it for the binding, but that didn't work out for me. Benson Jeffrey. Now you are just trying to come down here, so you're gonna have to wait a minute. Okay, and then I think this is just one by itself, right? No, it's 2. This is another one, and I think I did end up getting 2 of these. And then this one right here, which reads more solid. I want to say I end up getting 2 of that one too, but I can't remember. Once I start cutting on fabric, I can't remember how many I got and all that kind of stuff. But just know I did get 12. I did get this dotted batik, and then this red and pinkish color batik. All of these again were used in the Take Me to the Magic quilt. The main fabric that I used was from Island Batiks, and it was Freedom 2. And then I just needed some additional pieces of the fabric, and this is the additional pieces that I got. I had to end up getting another piece of white fabric to go with the whites that I was using in the quilts, and this I ended up getting a yard. No, I didn't. I ended up getting 2 yards of this fabric right here. It's a white batik, but this batik is a lot thinner than the other batiks. So I wasn't crazy about that, but I'm glad it worked in the end. Now, remember I said that, oh, let me show you this one first. And this was on the clearance rack, and I ended up getting we had to buy 2 yards. So I ended up getting exactly 2 yards of this. I figure it can be a backing of some sort. Don't know of what yet. Now remember I said I had to buy 5 yards to get the 5 yards free. I got 5 yards of this fabric right here. It is going to be for the Take Me to the Magic. It has USA on it, has like a little Statue of Liberty, half of it, heart, like I love America kind of thing. So I figured that would be great as a backing for that. So that's the 5 yards. Now the 5 that I got free was ended up getting 2 yards, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. 2 yards of this red. It's the exact same as that one. So I can use in that Take Me to the Magic. And I wanted more, to have leftovers because I thought this was such a cute fabric. Then I also got a light blue version of it. Oh, this was another one of those fat quarters. I thought that was going to be pretty. Okay. And this batik right here was the background for it. I ended up getting a yard of this. And then this is what I plan on using as the binding, is this one right here. I don't know what these are supposed to be. They look like wheels of some sort, you know? But see it? But cut up in, little strips, I think it'll be okay. But if I find out what that dark blue fabric that I showed you guys a little bit ago, if I can find that bolt when I go back to the store, I would love to get that and have it be the binding, or or cut up this red right here, and let it be the binding. But because I have these prints in it, I'm afraid that'll be too busy and waste of fabric. So I think this will be okay. Oh, that's okay, Janine. She said she missed the beginning. She had to do a lot of mom taxiing. That is okay. So let me set this off to the side. Now that was from the sale. Now I did go back again today just for 2 items. Now this part wasn't this on sale, but I happened upon this pattern, and it's by Lila Boutique by Vanessa Gortson, and it's called June Bug. Of course, they had the fabric that went with this, but that's not what I wanted. I thought that this would look gorgeous with the African print, with some African prints. So I want to try that. The quilt size is 68.5 by 68.5, and the blocks will finish 12 by 12. And yeah, I'm gonna see. We're gonna see. Because I think I can make it a little bit bigger to make it at least for our bed anyway. Keep building the blocks out to make it at least a queen size or a king size like my other quilts. So I'm looking forward to doing this one. And if I really, really like it, a brother or sister of mine will also get one. But I do want to gift all my brothers and sisters a quilt with African prints in it. So I will be scouring the shops for African prints because I have so many quilts that I need to make. And lastly, from Quilt Lizzie, today I went by the clearance section, and now the sale, like I said, has been over, but I saw this fabric right here, and I'm like, oh, this will be super cute as backing for a baby quilt. I don't have nobody. I am not having a baby, and I don't know nobody else who's having one. So this will be interesting, okay? It's gonna be a backing for something. My goal was I was like, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, that'd be great for a baby quilt. I don't know, nobody's having a baby. So spending money. That's what that was all about. Just spending money. Where's my mouse? So that was it all for Quilt Lizzie. Now I want to go ahead and set up for this next row. Let's see here. But yeah, so now we have a quilt shop which is about 45 minutes away from us, and the quilt shop is going out of business. I was devastated to hear the news. I didn't understand why, and then she did explain to us that their lease did not get renewed. And it's sad, when a quilt shop go out of business, and especially a local one, and especially one as good as that one with great, amazing customer service, you do feel some kind of way, you know? So it saddened me that, they were closing. Okay, so what I'm doing now on the long arm is let me let you see. I am zeroing in right here because what I need to do is well, no, I can't reposition because I have to move everything. I'm sorry. I told you I haven't done this part in such a long time. I'm forgetting some steps. I need to take everything off, my frame, my magnets, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm taking everything off, and I want to advance the quilt, which is very, very important to do. And then I can reposition. Make sure that don't fall. Okay. Making sure there's and making sure that you have enough, out where you don't have to. Come on. Where you don't have to keep readjusting. What you have to make sure you leave enough out from the top. Everything is lined up, making sure everything stayed lined up nice and prettily. Make sure my batting is pulled and not wrinkled anywhere. Everything looks good. I do want to, I'm moving so I can base my edges down. Pick up. But yeah, so they're closing, right? So one of the things that happened is I ended up going there, and it was the most eeriest feeling. It felt like you were at a funeral, I was like, oh my word. I was so sad that, the shop was closing, and people were just like at a funeral home, people were there smiling, but they were smiling with their face, but their eyes and their mannerisms was telling a different story. And I was like, oh my gosh, that has to be the hardest thing that they're having to do, like smile through so much pain. Now, I do know that they're doing some road construction on that work, and I'm wondering if they were offered, the people were offered a better deal, or maybe them themselves might be, trying to sell the business, the building, and I don't know. It was just horrible all the way around. It was horrible. Now, as you can see that I'm kind of struggling with moving this machine. I don't have to do that. I could push a button and it'll give me the ease of moving it. I always remember to do that after the fact. I don't know why. It's like sometimes when you're on this machine, your brain just all of a sudden stop working. And I'm going, as you can see, I'm going from the bottom. Okay, Benson, I'm about to let you back in the house. From the bottom to the top, because I'm trying to, get some of that fullness, if any, that's on the edge, to work that fullness into the quilt. Okay. I have that all said and done. And I do use yardsticks to help up under my clamps, to bring my clamps up a little bit higher so they will not hit against my um the sew head. Because if these clamps, if it hits the clamp, it'll throw your stitches off, and then you have to either start, pick them out and start over. But your girl's not about to do that, okay? So she's gonna put these yardsticks up under these clamps to help it out. Okay, so now let's see if I positioned it right. Now I can go back and reposition. Now that I should. I'm just sorry, I'm just paying attention to where I'm putting this X. And I need to bring it down just a wee bit. I'm sorry, it's taking forever to get this lined up, but I got to get it lined up right or else it will not stitch right. And that is the last thing we want to do, okay? So it's telling me that I'm a little bit high, so I need to bring my quilt down just a hair. I'll clamp after I make sure. Okay, let's see if this is it. Vincent Jeffrey. Reposition. You would think somebody stole his cornbread. I ain't nobody thinking about Benson. Okay, everything's good. So, yes, back to the story. So, they were in there, they were greeting everybody, smiling and doing all this. And it was just a really sad day for me because, again, I felt like I was losing a part of myself because though I didn't frequent this quilt shop a lot, I did get things for them online and stuff like that. So, oh, I need the tension of this clamp. There we go. Now I can start the machine and we can get back to business. Okay, I want to cut my ends here. Vertical, except, okay. Invert. Except, okay. Now we're good to go. So what I had to do was trim the sides of my design, so I can only stitch where I wanted to stitch. Cancel. And because I did that, it's not, you know, stitching in an empty spot. Okay, let me get rid of Benson. Up, go in. Okay, and it's telling me that it's ready. And I'm like, okay, move to the position I need you to. Okay, pick up the thread. Okay. Ooh, it's crazy trying to remember from probably the last time I ran this was probably with you guys. So you know how long ago that was, okay? Okay, let's go back to face view so we can talk about the rest of this haul. Hey, Crystal and Roxanne. Yes, so I got there. Now, I did make 2 trips to this store too. On the first trip, I did pick up this Come On Get Happy. You know what? This is another quilt pattern, and I just realized it's from the exact same people that I did to Take Me to the Magic Sterling Quilt Company. How crazy is that? But Come On Get Happy. Aren't they cute? And it comes with bonus mini block instructions as well. I wanted my pastor loves smiley faces, so I bought this with her in mind. The quilt size will be a 50 by 66. Of course, I will be making hers a little bit bigger. It is fat quarter friendly. It 12 fat quarters, 2 yards of background fabric, 1 yard for the black for the eyes, smiles, and cornerstones, a half a yard for the binding, and 3.5 yards for the backing. Not a lot of fabric, but I love, love, love this pattern. Because your girl had to buy some pins. The one look a while ago because I wanted to do some quilting on my sewing machine. Well, not straight line quilting. I had one of these quick clips, and I gave it away because I long arm. I'm never gonna, sew, quilt on a domestic again. Well, I was wrong, and I really did like using this. It helps close pins, and if you can see the instructions on the back, just in case you never seen this tool before, it helps you close the pins where you want to end your sore fingers. Love it. Oh, I didn't know I had all this goodness down here in the bag. Now at this shop, everything was 40% off, and I think to include the machines and furniture. So, and if you bought the bolts, it was 50% off. So these were some pin mores when it's like 50 in a bag. And what they are is, of course, I don't have a pen with me. These are little silicone caps. And if you're using pins, let me grab a pen. you're using pins, especially for those who use domestic machines, you can cap it so you don't have the fear of getting stuck by one of those pins. Smart, whoever made this. I love it. Now, do I need all 50 of them? Probably not, but who knows? Some of them might find their way to your house too. The next thing is I bought 3 spools of Orfil thread. I bought color 1140, which is a brown, a 2324. This was, I don't know what color you call this. This is a light green. And then this one is 2340, which is a lighter brown. The colors that they had left over were kind of off colors, like colors that you would have to match like with different kinds of fabric. I tend to try to get keep with a lot of neutrals, but that's why I ended up getting these. And another thread I did get is by Exquisite Thread, and this is more embroidery, and it was Americana. It is red, white, and blue. So I wanted to, it's 100% polyester. So definitely wanted to give that a try. Yeah, Janine, Benson Jeffrey was acting up. Thank you, Day. She said very pretty fabrics. Don't forget the thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate beautiful fabrics. I made the June bug quilt. The quilting compound, was it fun? Was it as easy as it looked? Because I haven't even opened up the pattern yet. It looks easy, but I'm hoping it is good, easy as it looks. Sassy, do you doodle ahead of time to prepare for a project? That is a very, very good question. I can tell you this. I used to. What happens is, what I do, hold on, let me cut this thread. What I do is I will doodle it, and then for some reason, if it's something like, for instance, the feather, let's take the feather. I sketched it for so many years. And I'm the kind of person I have to see it done before I can take it to hand. So when I saw it, saw Teresa do it in 2016, and I've seen other people do it, I started practicing. But it was people say to doodle. For me, it is so hard to doodle because my hand is not doing the exact same thing as it would if I was doing it using the long arm. On the long arm, I'm here. I'm not here. My brain doesn't connect that way for some reason. But I like to practice it, like they say, to get the muscle memory of it. I do that a couple of times, but other than that, I'm visual. I'm watching it over and over and over again, and especially if someone is talking through the process, I'm absorbing it. And I'm like, okay, I need to do that. I need to do that. I need to do that. And then what I would do, maybe go and practice those pieces on a piece of paper. But then I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna go for it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. So that is what made me just jump in. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with doodling, because you need to. Like now, swirls, when I used to work, honey, I'm gonna tell you, it was a swirl on everything I touched. I used to do medical claims, okay? when I get my when I turn in my report, it'll be a couple swirls on there. It'll be a couple swirls on that paper. So, and I did that during that time out of pure boredom. So you never know. You never know. Kelly says she always finds it interesting to see the long arm process. All those smiley faces are so cute. Valley, hey, thank you so much for coming and joining us on tonight. She says she's coming all the way in from Chicago. All right, now I got people over there in Chicago. Bye, Kelly. And the hardest part is deciding on the fabrics. Yes. Oh, okay. She said that was the hardest part. We got Ellen in the house. Hey, Ellen. She said, I practice my feathers a lot. My husband asked, why was I quilting ferns? They are so mean. She said, see you later. Lisa, we'll watch the rest on replay. Smashing the thumbs on the way out. Thank you so much, Lisa. The next thing I got was some Terrell Magic. Now, you guys heard us talk about the acorn precision treatments. I've heard a lot of great things about this too. It's supposed to be superior to the acorn. So I want to test it out, but I don't think it's really that kind of treatment because right now it just says it's a liquid fabric stabilizer. So we're going to see. It says make fabric free and paper-like in 3 easy steps. Shake the bottle. Okay, in a bowl or sink or a sealable bag, spray your fabric. Make sure there are no dry spots and fabric is saturated. Hang for 10 minutes or until Terrell Magic has absorbed into the fabric fibers. If it dries before ironing, lightly spritz with water to dampen it. Iron fabric smooth. Terrell Magic can be left in a finished project or washed out depending on the effect that you want. So I'll be testing this out with you guys. And because I heard so much about it, I ended up getting 2 just in case I like it. Now, if I don't like it, I'm giving it away. So I'm looking forward to it. And they said it's eco-friendly. Oh, stop. Something happened. Thread break. But yeah, so I got 2 of these. Because you guys seen the quilting and you guys, I'm sure you're more interested in the haul. So we're going to keep on going with the haul. Now, I needed some backing for some projects. You remember I did my whip parade? I'm sorry that you guys are hearing all this wrapping of fabric, a plastic bag. I'm sorry. My words are not coming out right. That means my brain is not, I'm not processing things correctly. Sorry. But here is a blue fabric, and I think this is the one I chose to go on Little Hooter, my owl. You guys remember the one with the shark on it, the one I did from the murder mystery? This fabric right here will be the backing for it. It has little sailboats. It was a murder mystery about, the sea and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that this fabric will be a beautiful fit. And it is by Janelle Falk, Falke, Falke, for the Blank Quilting Corporation, and it's quilt Beachy King, blankquilting.net. I don't know. I was about to say, I don't know why I'm having a hard time. I do know why I'm having a hard time My brain is going way too fast. Now, I did get 2 different fabrics, but it's the same print. I have this beautiful blue, and I think this one is for my little sewing machine. And then this green right here fabric, I can't remember which quilt top is for, but I'm just showing you that I did get some green fabric. This was 4 yards as well, so it had to be for one of those bigger quilts. I just can't remember which one it is for. Here is another one where I got 5 yards of this green. You know what? I must have been on a roll because, well, you know, it's hard to do when you have selected fabrics, right? So I had gotten the dark green, the light green, and the blue. So I made it easy. But they matched up very well to the fabrics that I was getting. This is for that little purple block sampler. And again, this one is very similar to this one. It's got it in 2 different colors. And then the last one I did get is this purple grunge. And that's what this one will be. I don't know I can't remember what quilt this was going to be for either. So what I'm going to do is when I get ready to, well, of course, after the live, after the live, what's going to happen is I'll be marrying the quilt tops to those, so I won't forget again. So that is for those. And okay, so that was the first trip. On the second trip, I don't know if you guys were with me on yesterday when I did my sewing chat. I had some bookcases behind me. They're empty. I don't know what I'm going to put on, how I'm going to arrange them yet. Of course, I already know what I'm going to put on them. I just don't know how I'm going to arrange them. So I bought 3 bookcases from them as well. So that was on the second trip. And it was funny how that played out, because when I went the first time and we were talking about the bookcases, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so busy. I'm so frazzled. I don't know what we have. Just leave me your name and your number, and I will let you know if we have anything left." And I was like, "Okay." And she's like, "Well, I already know we don't have any more. I don't have any more of the medium ones left." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's fine. I will take 2 of the big ones." And I said, "But if that medium one come available, let me know." And so what happened was it came available. And she was like, exactly what I wanted became available. So I was happy about that. And she called to let me know. We went. I said, I can't come Friday, but we'll come Saturday. And it was starting to rain and all that. And I was like, "Lord, please hold up the rain, hold up the rain." And he did. And we were there. We got little sprinkles, but not a lot to damage the bookcases. So guys, I'll be looking forward to putting those shelves together slowly. Slowly, because I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. So yeah, purple ones are my favorite. Thank you so much. Okay, around to it. What were we okay about? Hey, Miss Hutton, did you get your email? Okay, she was talking to Ellen. Shirley says, "I have used it. It is very stiff. Used it for trying to cut fabric on my silhouette cameo. I would dilute it to be used as a light starch finish." Thank you, Shirley, because that's exactly what I'm going to try to use it for. So I wanted to make sure that, if I'm going to compare the two, I wanted to make sure that I'm comparing apples to apples and not apples to oranges. You know what I mean? So I will dilute it just a little bit so I can make sure that I'm doing a good and fair comparison to the acorn. Purple and white ones are my favorite, says Ellen. Fabric and more fabric on those white bookcases. I know, Beverly, I know. And Crystal says, Sassy, can I ask you a question? Of course, that's what I'm here for. Ask away. So yes, all of these have all the fabric that you saw tonight, except for this one and this one. These two, all of them except these two, they don't have a purpose yet. And I'm okay with that because I can quickly find a purpose for them. Like especially this one is a backing of a quilt that I have to yet make, but a backing of a quilt top. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So all the other than that, all those fat quarters were spoken for. They're already inside of a quilt. Certain couple other things that I have, like that brown and pink. I have something in mind that I want to try to make, so it will be in that. And then, like I said, everything else has a purpose. Do you Do you doodle practice before you start on the long arm on free motion? A lot of it is in my I already kind of answered it earlier, that like when I did the feather, a lot, I'm more visual, so I have to see it being done, and then I'll practice for a little bit, but then I have to just keep watching it to understand it. I will study it. I have a couple of people. I have several books on how to do the motion of the free motion quilting, and I have to visualize it. I have to see it, and I might trace it like with my finger a time or two. But do I have now? I used to doodle. I used to doodle a lot, like when I was working, especially in meetings or on paper. And like I said before, I have to turn in reports, and it will have doodling all over it because that was my brain. Now, like when I'm running a computer, of course not. I don't have to. But now if I'm doing something free motion, like if I'm doing a meander, I don't have to doodle that anymore because I feel like I already have that stored in my head. Swirls. Now I do, I have a whiteboard that I do a couple of swirls on prior to me starting, because my swirls tend to want to be square sometimes. So just to get that, that circle in my head. And while and this is probably a problem, I'm not sure how many long armors have this problem, but I have the problem where I have a lot going on through my head at one time. So when I am trying to stitch it out or whatever, I'm trying to remember the things that I saw. I'm trying to remember the things that I read about while I'm practicing it. And I guess that will be why you want to, doodle it out. I wouldn't be afraid of doodling. And to me, that is the hardest part, because they keep telling you, oh, just keep practicing it, just keep doodling it, just keep doodling it. It's hard for me to doodle it because I'm not using the same motion that I'm using if I was on my long arm. Like I'm doodling like this. When I'm on my long arm, I'm like this. So the best way, I would advise is to put on a piece of scrap fabric, get a fat quarters that you don't plan on using on anything, or fat quarters that I hate to say buy fat quarters that you hate to practice on, because you can cut those up and to make little coasters or whatever. Even if you love them, the fat quarters, you know, you can cut it up eventually to make little coasters or pet pads or anything like that you can practice on. So that would be my thing. Do I do it all the time? No, I don't, because like I said, when I got to the point when I knew what I wanted to put a feather on that quilt, I stopped. I just kept watching a video over and over again, kept looking at the book over and over again, and I just went for it. I practiced years trying to draw the feather out, and me drawing it, it was different. It was so different when I actually got on the long arm and tried to do it. And that's why it doesn't connect for me to do a lot of doodling, because my hand isn't moving the exact same way. I know they say it, you know, it'll become like your penmanship, but I'm writing like this, not like this. I hope that makes sense. Hey, Nancy. So it it was very hard for me to do all that. So guys, I hope I answered all your questions and stuff like that. I did have a thread break. I can show you. Let me lift up my needle because I have to go back to that point. I can show you what the I can show you what the pattern was stitching out. I see a piece of dark thread right here. I'm going to tell you what you need is let me see if I have it up. Yep, I got it right here. It's called a soft touch thread pick. It looks like this right here. It's by Clover. I don't like this fabric, but it's just a little pin that you just poke right by the thread, and you just have to fish it out. Now, any other time, I don't have any issue with doing this, but of course, I'm on camera. But I got it, I think. Of course. It's easier than this, guys, I promise. Come on out. I better stop because I don't want to stress that fabric right there too much, and grab another place. See, there it is. Come on, don't go back in there. Don't go back in there. There it is. There. This batting that came up with it, and I'll just trim that. Again, this is the soft touch thread pick. And I will grab that little batting. I will snip that little batting that came up. Rub it when it's not under my throat plate. And pop that right back in there. But yes, this is the quilting so far. I love it. And that's it. So guys, that is it. Thank you so much for joining me on this Tuesday. Let me see if anyone else had any more questions. If I don't do repetitive daily, it doesn't stick in my noggin. LOL. There's Crystal says that. I know. And I would think that that's where it should be for me. But if I keep watching it, I'm and especially a good video if they're talking, telling me what they're doing and why they're doing it that way, the importance of doing this or that, don't do this, don't do that, that will stick with me. So when I'm trying to draw it, my art suck. I am not good at drawing anything. And so trying to draw it out, I'm like, ugh. So when I get on the long arm, I rather just keep practicing on it versus trying to practice like that. That's just how it works in my brain. Rip out a few stitches, rethread, and line back up to restart. Then what's next is the setting on the computer. Yes. Once where it's stopped, I will go, like I ran out of thread. Here. I don't know what kind of fabric this is. It's not cotton. So as you can see, can you see? Let me see. Right here is where my machine told me that something was going wrong, but it did not stitch all of this right here. It actually stopped right here. Now this is probably where my alarm would have told me that something was wrong. So what I'm going to do is when I come back, but I see that the tension started acting up right back here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little stitching out right here. I'm going to take all of this out and realign back here, right where the needle is. I'm going to line up right here. So it's going to go back and restitch. It's going to start here and continue this stitch. Only thing I have to do is line it up and set it up on the computer. It's going to ask me, where do you want to start? I'm going to tell it I need you to move where I have my sew head located at. And then it's going to say, okay. And then it's going to start stitching back right where I stopped. And then it's going to finish that pass. Did that answer your question, Ellen? Okay. So I hope it did. That's all I have for you guys on tonight. I will talk to you guys later. Hopefully, if I get any serious insomnia this week, anytime during this week, I might come on with a little sewing chat, a late evening sewing chat. I'm not going to say I am, but lately I've been having some insomnia nights and not, instead of watching YouTube, I can come down and sew for a little bit until I get tired. And I might just, catch some of you guys up during the night. So until then, guys, talk to you later. Have a blessed evening and know that I love you and I'm thinking of you. And if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, leave it down in the comment section below and I'll get back with you. Until the next time, guys, be blessed. Bye.